Children of nowadays and the people of the future need to know how farming got developed, and even your small towns, how their grocery stores and your mercantiles got developed into the bigger chain stores. There's so many people that live in our bigger communities that has no idea how it used to be. It needs to be preserved for the future. I have dreamed of having a museum for the last 12 to 15 years, and it just started becoming a reality 8 years ago, and then it steadily progressed, and the museum was opened 3 years ago.
Yeah, I was born and raised on my farm about 5 miles southwest of here. Lived there till later in life, got married, and then I moved on a farm out in Lost Prairie. I started riding a sulky plow when I was 9 years old. We farmed with horses then, and good part of our farming in the summer and spring, summer, and fall was just to raise feed for our horses, because they got top priority. They were our main source of power. We had about anyway from 8 to 10, 12 horses, and we did all our farming, of course, and that's back when we plowed all the ground and worked it down. And
nearly a time before tractors almost.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was just a few tractors. Our neighbors had an old 1020, and I was always so envious of him. He could go out and in an hour or two could plow as much as it'd take me all day.
What do you think about the Rural Heritage Museum and its efforts to preserve history?
Well, I think it's really great. Really, I've known Charlie and his wife for many, many years, and they've done a lot of work here, and they do a good job of maintaining and having tours here at the museum, and it's really great, yeah.
We're going to go about 15 and a half miles. We're going to go down there to the corner, turn right, go down the angle, go down by Glum Church, down into Pyramid Park. In Pyramid Park, we're going to go all the way on that north road in there, like a circle, and that's where the restrooms are. It'll be about 6.5 miles to the first room. I started farming, helping Dad when I was 10, driving a tractor. And then high school, everybody else in town would go play sports. We'd go home and work, slop the hogs, feed the chickens, gather the eggs, whatever. And then I put out my first corn crop on my own I was 14, so 1954. And I farmed up until the end of last year, and then I retired. And back then you started out a little Ferguson 30, and now you got GPS and just punch the button in, the tractor goes straight, and you do have to turn at the end.
Has technology made things easier? I mean, tremendously, I'm sure.
Well,
or not?
It does for most people. I don't know about me, because I'm not allowed to touch a computer. Everything, I figure if there's a button there, you should push it. Evidently, that is not right. So, no, but as far as planting and stuff, it's a lot easier. You got yield monitors in the combine, so you know exactly what it's doing or what part of the field. And then they make maps, and so you know what kind of fertilizer to put on next year and how much. So it's in that way, it's really helped a lot. And it's just changing faster all the time.
We had very positive comments on our two speakers that we had. We showed for agricultural in India as well as agricultural today, and the museum shows our forefathers. So the people really did enjoy it, and it was positive comments.
So I am going to talk a little bit about India and agriculture in India and try to give you some tangible information with some facts that the Google machine spit out, but then I'll also try to tell you my personal story and where I come from. So in terms of me personally, born in a very, very small remote village in India, in Gujarat, western tip of India. Came here to the States when I was 5, grew up in Tennessee, went to school in Tennessee, and when I was at Tennessee, I joined a fraternity, and it was AGR, a nationally known agricultural fraternity, and through AGR, I found out about Monsanto. It obviously is a very prominent agriculture company, and started out in St. Louis, and then spent almost 5 years here in Southern Illinois.
But yeah, just going along with kind of the theme of this museum, I mean, it's educating people about why farmers do what they do and the history behind that. I mean, everything we do in agriculture today is based on what we've learned in the past. And I think, you know, my generation, we grow up and we don't realize how far people have come and what people used to have to go through. I mean, hearing about the way people in India farm, I mean, it's crazy to think about, right? Like, my generation has no idea of what that looked like. We're used to air conditioning. Like, the concept of not having air conditioning is foreign to us. And I just think these are all things we need to be advocating for and be passionate about and be willing to protect.
And we had people here at the museum last night that are from Pinckneyville that, wow, we didn't know this is what you had out here. And that's what we need to get the word out to the local people, that this is more than just a tractor museum. It is a museum of small town, small communities of anywhere in this part of the hemisphere. It's not just Southern Illinois. It's Missouri, Ohio, I mean, Indiana. They all had small towns like we have that we're trying to promote the history of.